All right, listeners, ready to dive into the world of electric motorcycles.
This electrifying.
Today we're looking at the Zero SRF.
Oh, yeah. This one's been making waves.
Big time. And we really want to figure out, if it lives up to all the hype.
Is it the future?
Exactly. Is this the future of motorcycles?
Right.
So to get into it, we're looking at a recent review from a serious motorcycle enthusiast.
Well, that's what makes this so interesting, right?
Totally.
You got a lot of riders, especially those who are, used to the gas engine. The rumble
Yeah.
might be coming into this whole electric motorcycle thing with,
Yeah, a little bit of doubt.
yeah, some skepticism.
Definitely.
So this review gives us a chance to really see, can this bike win over those diehard gas fans?
Yeah, for sure. And a reviewer even admits right at the start that they were totally in the gas-powered or bust camp.
Okay, interesting.
So let's see how their experience went, shall we?
Let's do it.
Starting with the performance, this thing packs 110 horsepower.
Wow.
And get this, 140 foot-pounds of torque.
Okay, now we're talking.
It can go 0 to 60 in under 3.5 seconds.
Those are serious numbers.
I mean, that's impressive for any vehicle.
It's giving sports car vibes.
Right.
Yeah.
So these specs on paper translate to like a really intense riding experience.
Oh, yeah, and this is where that electric magic comes in. You know what I mean?
The instant torque.
Instant torque, exactly.
Explain that.
So unlike gas engines, which need to rev up to build power,
Yeah.
electric motors, they deliver max torque right from the start.
Oh, wow.
Like, boom, instant power.
I can imagine that's pretty wild.
The reviewer describes merging onto the highway and feeling this incredible surge of acceleration.
Oh, wow.
Like nothing they'd ever felt on a traditional motorcycle.
That sounds pretty exhilarating.
This is a whole different beast.
But for a lot of riders, the sound of the engine is a huge part of the experience.
Right, the roar.
So how does the Zero SRF handle that? Or, well, not handle that, I guess.
It's interesting because you'd think silence would be a deal breaker.
Yeah.
But the reviewer who initially thought that actually found it to be a total game changer.
Really?
Imagine this, you're riding through the city, but instead of that engine noise, you're hearing everything else.
Mm.
The wind, the birds,
Yeah.
the city soundscape in a whole new way.
Oh.
It's like you're suddenly so much more present.
It's like trading a rock concert for a studio session.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
start to appreciate all those little details that were lost in the noise.
That's a great analogy.
And, it goes beyond just personal preference.
Oh, how so?
Think about noise pollution, which is a growing problem, especially in cities.
That's true.
Electric motorcycles offer this way to enjoy riding
Yeah.
while contributing to a quieter environment.
That's a pretty powerful statement.
It is right.
For sure.
No.
Okay, so let's talk about range anxiety.
The elephant in the room.
Right. The review lists a city range of 161 miles, highway range of 99, and a mixed range of 123.
Okay.
How does that stack up in real life?
Those are pretty solid numbers, especially for city riding. But you're right, range anxiety is a real concern for anyone thinking about electric vehicles.
For sure.
The reviewer uses the SRF for their daily commute, and they say it's all about adjusting your mindset.
Interesting.
Think of it like your smartphone.
Oh,
You top it off whenever you can.
right.
Public charging stations are becoming more and more common.
Yeah, I've been noticing that.
So the reviewer found that plugging in while grabbing a coffee or running errands just eliminated that range worry completely.
So you're not constantly doing math in your head about how many miles you have left?
Exactly. It just becomes part of your routine.
I like that. So beyond the range, what makes this bike stand out as a commuter?
Right. What did the reviewer love about using it for daily rides?
Yeah, what are the perks?
Well, first of all, imagine never stopping for gas again.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That alone is a huge plus, right?
Totally.
But it goes deeper than that. The SRF offers a level of smoothness and ease you just don't get with a traditional bike.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
No clunky gear changes, no wrestling with a clutch in traffic, just pure, effortless acceleration.
Yeah, that sounds amazing, especially for city traffic.
Oh, absolutely. Stop and go would be a breeze.
Did the reviewer talk about the technology on board at all?
You know it because electric vehicles are known for being pretty high-tech.
Right, exactly.
So the SRF comes with Zero's Cypher the Third operating system. And this is where things get really interesting.
Okay, lay it on me.
You can actually customize the bike's performance from your smartphone.
Wait, really?
Yeah, think about adjusting the throttle response for a more aggressive or relaxed feel, or tweaking the regenerative braking to get the most out of your range.
Hold on, back up for a sec.
Sure.
What's regenerative braking?
Oh, good question. So in a regular motorcycle, when you hit the brakes, You're basically wasting all that energy as heat.
Okay.
But with regenerative braking, the electric motor actually switches roles and becomes a generator.
Oh,
When you
wow.
brake, it captures that energy and puts it back into the
So
battery.
you get more range.
Exactly. It's like a little boost every time you slow down.
That's brilliant. So you've got this smooth, quiet ride, customizable performance range, extending tech. What else did the reviewer rave about?
Well, the SRF also has different riding modes.
Okay, like what?
You've got Eco Street Sport and Rain.
Interesting.
Each mode changes how the bike performs for different conditions and preferences.
So you can really tailor it to how you want to ride.
Precisely. Eco mode gives you the most range. Street mode is balanced for everyday riding.
Makes sense.
Sport mode unleashes all the power and torque, and Rain mode adjusts for traction and control on those slick surfaces.
That's pretty cool. So it sounds like this bike is packed with technology.
It's a tech lover's dream.
But let's be practical for a moment.
Okay.
How does it actually handle as a daily commuter?
Did it live up to the hype?
Yeah, what did the reviewer think?
Well, the reviewer has been using the SRF as their main ride for over a year now,
Wow.
and they absolutely rave about its practicality.
Okay, good to know.
Think about it. No more gas stops. Yeah. No oil changes. No messing with a chain.
I mean, that sounds pretty appealing.
Right.
Yeah.
Maintenance is minimal, which saves you time and money in the long run.
That's a huge plus. Anyone who's ever spent a Saturday afternoon covered in grease trying to adjust their chain can appreciate that.
For sure. But even with all those long-term savings, let's talk about the elephant in the room again.
The upfront cost.
Yeah, the reviewer mentioned a base price of around $23,995.
That's a hefty price tag,
You're not wrong. It's a significant investment.
even compared to some high-end gas motorcycles.
That's true, but here's the thing. You have to look at the bigger picture.
Okay,
You're not just buying a motorcycle. You're investing in a whole new way of riding.
I see what you mean.
Think about the money you'll save on gas oil maintenance over the life of the bike.
The reviewer did say they spent almost nothing on maintenance after a year of owning it.
Exactly. They only had to replace a tire.
Wow, that's incredible.
And as battery tech gets better and production ramps up, we can expect the price of electric motorcycles to become more competitive.
That makes sense.
It's a classic case of short-term cost versus long-term value.
So if you're in it for the long haul and you're ready to embrace the future of riding, the Zero SRF could be a game changer.
It could definitely change the game.
But it's not going to be for everyone, right?
Right. Who do you think this bike is perfect for?
Yeah, who is the ideal rider for this thing?
Well, I think the Zero SRF is perfect for urban commuters who really value a smooth, quiet, and tech-savvy riding experience.
Okay.
They appreciate the convenience of skipping the gas station.
Not dealing with all that maintenance.
Exactly. And they're excited about how electric tech can change the way we ride.
So city dwellers who are into tech and maybe a little eco-conscious.
Yeah, for sure. But what about those riders who live for the open road?
Right. The thrill of long rides, the rumble of a powerful engine.
That's a great point. The SRF, while it can definitely handle some spirited riding,
Yeah.
is really geared toward the city.
Makes sense.
Its strengths are in its agility, its tech, and how well it fits into city life.
So it's not the best for long-distance touring,
Probably not.
or for those who really want that roar of a gas-powered engine.
Yeah, there might be better options out there for those folks.
So it's all about finding the right bike for your needs and riding style.
Exactly. Horses for courses, as they say.
But even if the SRF isn't for everyone, I think we can agree it shows a big shift happening in the world of motorcycles.
Absolutely. It challenges our ideas of what a motorcycle can be.
It really does.
It's a powerful statement that electric bikes aren't just about being green.
Right.
They can offer a seriously thrilling and advanced riding experience that rivals and, in some ways, even surpasses traditional motorcycles.
This whole deep dive has been eye-opening for me. I came in with some skepticism,
Yeah.
but I have to say the Zero SRF has definitely piqued my interest. What about you?
You know what I think what's most striking is how the reviewer's initial skepticism turned into genuine enthusiasm.
Yep.
It just shows how important it is to experience this new tech firsthand.
Right. Reading about specs or watching videos can only tell you so much.
Exactly. It's about getting in the saddle, feeling that instant torque, experiencing that blend of performance and silence.
You got to feel it to believe it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But for those who are still on the fence, what would you say are the key takeaways from this deep dive into the Zero SRF?
Yeah, what are the big things to remember?
Well, the big takeaways are, first, electric motorcycles. They're a real option. you know?
Not just some futuristic fantasy,
Right. They offer performance that can actually match or even beat gas-powered bikes.
especially in acceleration.
Yeah, that instant torque is no joke.
So second, the riding experience is something else entirely.
Totally different.
The silence, the smooth ride, all that tech, it's a whole new world.
It's like riding on a cloud.
And lastly, even though the upfront cost is something to consider,
It's a big one,
yeah, you save so much money on gas and maintenance over time.
especially for city riders.
Makes it pretty smart investment.
Good.
So it's not just about, being eco-friendly.
Though that's a nice perk.
It's about experiencing riding in a totally new way.
It's about embracing the future of motorcycling.
And I think the success of the SRF, it goes beyond the performance and the tech.
Oh, yeah.
It's tapping into this desire for a more sustainable, more connected way of life.
Absolutely. As cities get more crowded and people care more about the environment,
Yeah,
electric vehicles, including motorcycles, are going to become more and more important.
for sure.
And the SRF is a great example of how this tech can be both practical and exciting.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to say, this whole deep dive has given me a lot to think about.
Me too.
The Zero SRF might not be for everyone,
True.
but it's definitely a sign of what's to come.
The future is electric.
And who knows, maybe one day I'll trade in the rumble of my engine for that silent surge of electric power.
Maybe you'll be an electric convert.
So for our listeners who are now imagining themselves zipping through the city on a whisper, quiet electric motorcycle,
I can see it now.
let's leave you with this.
Okay.
If you could get past that initial price tag, would the long-term benefits and that unique riding experience make an electric motorcycle like the Zero SRF appealing to you?
It's something to think about as the world of motorcycles keeps evolving.
Thanks for joining us on this electrifying exploration of the Zero SRF.
It's been a blast.
Until next time, keep those wheels turning and your minds open to new possibilities.
And maybe we'll see you out there on that electric highway.
Ride safe, everyone!
Yeah, it really is like you got to feel it to believe it.
For those who are still on the fence, what would you say are the key takeaways from this deep dive?
Well, I think the main things to remember are, first, electric motorcycles are a real option. They're not just some futuristic fantasy.
Yeah.
They offer performance that can actually match or even beat gas-powered bikes.
Especially when it comes to acceleration.
Exactly. That instant torque is no joke.
For sure. Second, the riding experience is like nothing you've ever felt before.
It's a whole other world.
The silence, the smooth ride, all that tech.
It's like riding on a cloud.
I love that analogy. And lastly, even though the upfront cost is a big factor,
Yeah, the big one.
you save so much money on gas and maintenance over the bike's lifetime.
Especially for those city riders.
It becomes a pretty smart investment in the long run.
It really could be.
So it's not just about being
I
eco-friendly.
think that's definitely a bonus.
It's about experiencing riding in a totally new way.
It's about embracing the future of motorcycling.
And I think the success of the SRF goes beyond just its performance and technology.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's tapping into this growing desire for a more sustainable, more connected way of life.
Absolutely. As cities get more crowded and people become more aware of their environmental impact,
Yeah,
electric vehicles, including motorcycles, are going to become more and more important.
for sure. And the SRF is a great example of how this technology can be both practical and exciting.
Totally. Well, this deep dive has given me a lot to think about.
Me too.
The Zero SRF might not be for everyone.
But it's definitely a sign of things to come in the world of motorcycles.
Yeah, the future is electric.
And who knows, maybe one day I'll trade in that rumble of my engine for that silent surge of electric power.
You might become an electric convert yet.
So for our listeners who are now imagining themselves zipping through the city on a whisper quiet electric motorcycle,
I can see it now.
let's leave you with this.
Okay.
If you could get past that initial price tag, would the long-term benefits and that unique riding experience make an electric motorcycle like the Zero SRF appealing to you?
It's a question worth thinking about for sure, especially as the world of motorcycles continues to evolve.
It does. Thanks for joining us on this electrifying exploration of the Zero SRF.
It's been a blast.
Until next time, keep those wheels turning and your minds open to new possibilities.
Maybe we'll see you out there on that electric highway.
Ride safe, everyone.